Hello my makeup loving friends, welcome back to my channel. Still very warm, so I'm downstairs. Today's video is actually a direct inspiration by the beautiful Rebecca JU reporting for Beauty Duty. I'm going to link her channel down in the description box along with the video that inspired this, because she also got the Lunar Beauty bundle, including the Moon Prism blush and the 3 glosses. So she reviewed them before I managed to, because hers arrived before mine. But I thought she had a really fantastic idea in terms of checking the versatility of the palette. So she wanted to see how it looks on the eyes, using it as a blusher, as a highlight, as a bronzer, and I just thought that was so smart, because when we do eventually go traveling again, we want to be able to bring as little products with us as possible, and if we can have something like this that can double up or triple up as a couple of different things, isn't that fantastic? So this video is looking at if this necessarily works for somebody who is as pale as me, because Rebecca does have a very different skin tone to mine, so that's where our videos do ever so slightly differ. So if you want to see how I did this particular look using the Moon Prism blush palette, this is the one for you. And I am also trying out these 3 lip glosses and giving my overall review. Yeah, this is what the whole video is about, but let's just look first at the blush palette. This is what it looks like. There we go. Can't even pick up this color properly because it is quite pale. There we go. Thanks for focusing, camera. So what I want to do is I want to, if I can at all, I want to take finger swatches of these, but I also want to take a brush swatch so that you can kind of get an idea of what it would look like as you're applying it as a blush. So I'm going to take the first three, so the first row, Pink, Moon, Twilight, and Spacey, and they look like this. So let's pop them onto my arm. So this is Pink Moon, this is Twilight, and Spacey. So that's what those 3 look like. Very pigmented with a swatch, but of course, you know, that doesn't necessarily indicate that they'll go on like that. Then the next 3 are Selene, Stargaze, and Gravity. So I'm gonna pop those onto my fingers because I'm gross, but it's my palette, so I can do what I want. So this is Selene. Look at that. Stargaze, and this is Gravity. Let's hope we're not defying it. Yeah, there you go. I have this Jessup 222. It's a Luxe All Over shader. It's quite fluffy, so I figure it'll kind of mimic a blush brush pretty okay. So I'm going to go into Pink Moon first. By the way, I have a color switch so that I can switch up between them so that the colors aren't getting contaminated. Sorry, there we go. So I'm taking up Pink Moon, and that is what it looks like. You can see it's much more pale, if my camera will focus. No, won't really focus, but you can kind of see it there, or at least I can. And trust me, I'm very truthful. Next one is of course Twilight. I've put this through the color switch, just FYI, and that's what you get. You can kind of see, yeah, you can see the 2 shades there in terms of swatch and a brush swatch. So it's much more gentle, and it does show you that you could build those up if you wanted. I'm going into Spacey now. Again, already put it through the color switch, and this is what Spacey looks like. So again, that's the difference in terms of the brush swatch versus a finger swatch. And I'm going into Selene now. Don't worry, I have been swatching or putting it through the color switch in between. Yeah, you can see it ever so slightly. It's nowhere near the pigmentation of the finger swatch, but you can still see that beautiful kind of glow that comes from it. Next one is Stargaze. This does make me very aware of how weird my arms look. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't judge my vlog. But yeah, that's the 5th one, and this is the very last one, Gravity, which is quite a good bronzer on me. And I guess I'll put it here, because I'm running out of arm space. So yeah, you can kind of see the difference between the finger swatch versus the brush swatches there. Just so you can get a general idea of what they look like on Casper skin. It's like I've never seen the sun. But yeah, I have, of course, the 3 lip glosses here as well. I have Starlight, I have Moon, and I have Selene, which I am wearing right now. So if you want to see how I put all of this together onto my face, then do please keep on watching. So obviously I have my base already done, which is very strange for me. I don't normally have my base done before I do my eye makeup. So it's like I've stepped into an alternative universe. It's very weird. But I of course have this Moon Prism blush palette, and we're checking to see just how versatile it is. And again, this was an idea taken from the beautiful Rebecca, so I want to make sure that credit is given where it is due. I am taking this Jessup JE10, it's a small eye shader, and I'm going into the shade Gravity first. It's going to be a fairly neutral look, obviously. I mean, it's just neutral shades. I even did my hair beforehand, so it's all very strange. It's a very, very warm day, so if my base is looking weird, it's probably because I'm sweating it off, so do forgive me. I'm just gonna pack it on here first. It's a very warm, like orangey red tone brown. Quite pigmented, like you can definitely build that up to use it as an eyeshadow. I'm just using this to pack it on. I will use another brush to blend it. I have of course put concealer on my eyes. Yes, I know, we're not meant to use concealer on our eyes. But I will do what I want, because I'm a renegade. And that is my want. I'm cool. Not really. Not really. And by not really, I mean not even slightly. I'm a nerd. And Cece is actually on the window because I'm downstairs in the sitting room filming because it is so friggin' warm. And she's been in and out all day, and she's a bit put out because she's been outside for all of 5 minutes. And now that she knows that I'm filming, she wants to come in again. So she is whinging at the window. As is her want. You know, that's what she does. I'm going to take this Morphe Jeffree Star JS5 brush. Let's face it, it's funny using Jeffree Star stuff when using a Manny anyway thing. I'm just taking it clean. I'm not using any product on it, and I'm just going to see if I can blend that out a little bit further. That's nice. It doesn't give you a very harsh line, which I do appreciate. Just gives you a nice warmth to the eye. Again, I think you can see that that has actually blended out really, in my opinion, quite nicely. So I'm happy with that. Looking through my brushes to see what I can find. I say looking, I can't actually see what I'm doing. It is what it is. I'm taking the Jessup JE05, it's a round eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Stargaze, which is quite a pink. Looking forward to that. In you pop, we'll get you onto my eyelid. That looks quite close to the brown. You can see how they could merge really nicely together, but there's still enough of a distinction, I think. So obviously this was inspired by Rebecca's video, and part of why I wanted to do this was I love the idea of having a very versatile palette and checking to see how truly versatile something is. And we have very different skin tones. For reference, in the Revolution Pro CC Plus or CC Cream, yeah, I am an F1 and I believe she's either an F9 or an F10. So very, very different skin tones. So it's good to see just how versatile this palette might actually be across the skin tones. Of
course it's not meant to be used as an eyeshadow, it's not marketed as such, but let's be real, we want to see. We want to see. I have, of course, kind of contoured my face already. I haven't put anything else down. I used a little bit of Colourpop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Fire, so I used a little bit on the cheeks. Nothing massive. And then I'm going to take this Jessup 227 Luxe Soft Definer. My lord, I'm loving Jessup. And I'm going into the shade Pink Moon. That shade there. So I'm using quite a few of these. I don't remember what shades it was that Rebecca used in hers. But I didn't want to kind of watch it too close to having done this in case I ended up doing exactly the same as her. Although we have very, very similar taste when it comes to makeup, so there is that. I think it's a very gentle look. Obviously it's not going to be an avant-garde thing, it's not meant to be, not when you get those tones. I'm using this same brush again, it's the 227, and I'm going into the shade Selene, which should be a decent sort of a highlight, and I'm going to use that on the brow bone, hopefully. Oh, clip pop. Ooh, ooh, oh, hello. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like you. You're my friend. Smoosh you everywhere. Sorry, my French gets everywhere. Or if you're American, bangs. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day where we were just talking about the weird differences between, say, like European English and American English. Like you'll say, like the Americans will say like trash or garbage, and we'll just say rubbish. And by we, I mean the Irish and the English. We're very confused by you guys. You don't know what's going on. Are you alright? Just making up your words. I am taking this Jessup JE07 Smoky Eyeshadow, and I'm going into Selene again, or Selene. I'm just going to pop it in here. It's a very, very, very simple look. But sometimes, you know, you need that. I'm taking this Morphe M441 and I'm going into the shades Spacey and Gravity. So the two of them together, so that's Spacey and that's Gravity. I'm assuming not like Kevin Spacey. I know that's not what he meant because he was into the whole lunar thing, but I don't want my mind to go straight to him. Oh well. Take it out of the bad places, Teresa. Out of the bad places. He's a bad, bad man. Kevin Spacey, I mean, not Manny anymore. I really like with a bit of warmth that is giving me. That is essentially it in terms of the eyes. I'm going to put on some lashes and I might do a liner. Oh no, I'm not very good at liners, so that could actually ruin everything, but I might give it a go. So I'll come back and then we'll do the cheeks, and I also have, of course, the lip glosses, so I will be trying those on. So I will see you guys in a little bit. So I put on some lashes. I just wanted to use something very, very simple. I went with the Eyelure Luxe Solitaire. They're really nice. They're super, super simple because I figured this is very much an effortless look, and you could probably get away without any lashes, but I don't really have any lashes, so that's where we are. I used the Urban Decay Razor eyeliner in the shade Intergalactic to kind of do a little bit of a wing, and I used the Dose of Colours, what was it called? Cloud Wine on the waterline, because I just thought it kind of came together quite nicely. So I will zoom you guys in now so you can actually see the finished eye look. So you can kind of see it there. It's very, very simple. You can see the kind of glimmer from the liquid eyeliner that I used. It's a very, very pink look, obviously, because I'm using a blush palette. I will take off my glasses and hopefully you can see it a little bit better. It's super, super simple, but the whole point is to just be effortless. Excuse me if I've put on the falsies in a very strange way. I'm not fantastic at it. So we've now tested it as an eyeshadow palette. I will talk about that in a little bit. Now, of course, let's use it for its actual intended purpose-ish. Because there are some shades in there that I think would work quite well for me as a bronzer. Because I am, of course, Casper the Friendly Ghost. And I think if I go into the shade Gravity here, it's quite brown. I think it could be quite a warm sort of a bronzer on me. Again, for frame of reference, I do take Revolution Pro CC in an F1. I take the matte base of Revolution in F0.5. The Hourglass foundation in the shade Alabaster. So it gives you an idea of just my tones. Cool undertones, by the way. I am using a Sigma large angle contour brush in F40 and I'm going into Gravity. And no, I don't want to take on too much because they do seem to be quite pigmented. So let's give this a whirl. I did put a little bit of cream contour down. I'm just remembering, was it Robert Welsh, and he keeps saying go in one line, don't go back and forth, and I'm like, damn. I've gotten used to doing that over the years. That's quite nice. It's very buildable. Also, I have a ColourPop highlighter on in case you're wondering what that is. That's nice. It's very, very warm. Like, temperature is warm, but I meant as in the tone is quite warm on me. So if this is working for me, I'd say you could probably build this up. This is working for me. I think it looks okay on camera. It looks a bit better in reality. It's always difficult with this sort of thing because I'm like, oh, I don't think it ever takes it up properly. I don't ever really bother bronzing my forehead because, well, the fringe hides it all, doesn't it? And I'm just going to put a little bit there because naturally, let's hide the chins. I'm putting a lot on Manny anyway to try and conceal my sins. Come on, Manny, you're gonna help me. I am taking, let's see, which brush? I have to find it. Does anyone else have like an utterly insane brush collection and it just kept growing and growing and growing? Me, I just keep buying them. I don't know what it is. I have this Real Techniques buffing brush. I like it for blush. That's the word. And I'm going to go into the shade Twilight because actually that's so far the only shade I haven't used. Yeah. And I do like an orangey blush at the moment. Right, let's see. Let's put it here. Ooh, that's nice. And it's mixing really nicely with the highlighter Fire by ColourPop. It's a Super Shock. Like it's a cream one, just FYI. I like it. It's in my project pan. Yeah, I like that. Should I put a bit on my nose? You know how some people put it on their nose? Why did I pronounce it like that? That was very weird. Ooh. That'll do, won't it? Oh, they're like, no, Tracy, you put on way too much. God, my lower lashes are so weird. They just decided to clump together there. Very rude that you didn't tell me. Very, very rude. It's okay, I'll forgive you. I'm very magnanimous like that. I essentially pretty much have it all done, but I want to use a little bit of highlighter. So, if you know me, I like to put on a bit of setting spray before I put on a highlighter because I think it makes it do a little bit more of a cow. So, I have my NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. Sorry. Down you come fringe. Or bangs if you're American, and I'm taking this Real Techniques contour brush and I'm going into the shade Selene, which is that one there, and I'm going to put it as my little highlighter because I can do what I want. You don't have to tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. Ooh, that's nice. Pop you on my nose, here, and a little bit here. I quite like that. I think that's come out quite nicely. We of course still have the lip glosses. I have 3 of them here. Very strange. One came without a box and the other 2 didn't. And the same thing happened with Rebecca. So I'm like, but we both ordered via Beauty Bay, so I'm wondering if it's a Beauty Bay thing. I think I'm going to start with the one that came without a box. It's called Starlight. I think I might actually put a little bit of a lip liner just to kind of help with myself. It might, I don't know. I'm trying to find a liner that might somewhat match it. Yeah, you'll do. After 2 seconds of searching. I'd have been a terrible Prince Charming and Cinderella. I'd have been like, nah, that'll do. The first person I come across. So I'm taking this Gerard Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Baby Doll. No, it isn't. No, it's an Ofra. Sorry. I'm the worst. I'm not a fan of Ofra lip liners, just FYI. Oh Lord, that's a very pinky highlight on my upper lip. That's a bit much. I'll just take my foundation brush and just cover that up. Very rude of you guys not to tell me that. It's okay though, we're friends, we'll get over it. So I'm just going to use the Baby Doll. There we go. Okay, that'll do. I'm very, very lazy. And I'm going into the shade Starlight. So let's have a go at what that looks like. I don't know why I did my little, my dad calls it my Crash Bandicoot eyes. For anyone who played PlayStation 1 and played the old Crash Bandicoot games, Crash Bandicoot 1 where he jumps on top of the hog, like as in the pig, and he does this little eyebrow thing. So every time I do that, my dad says, ooh, Crash Bandicoot brows. So FYI, in case I ever say that in the future, that is what I'm talking about. Ooh, oh, it smells nice. It smells like sweets. Can't figure out what sweet, but it's nice. Hair everywhere. It would help, I think, if I hadn't like been so messy in my lip liner, but it is what it is. So this is the shade, what is it, Starlight. It applies quite nicely. It's definitely not sticky. Like, it doesn't feel, you know how some of them you can almost feel like your hair is attracted to it, like a really weird magnet. I'm still holding it. I'm like, you're not getting away from me that easy. I like the glimmer. It's not too much, because if there's too much glimmer in a lip gloss, it brings me back to the early noughties. You know, they have just chunked a load of glitter into things. I think, was it the Bourjois lip gloss, and it was just like glitter, 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 glitter. So I'm like, that is not a good part of the noughties to revive. So when I see that, So essentially what I'm trying to say is they have a correct amount of glitter as far as I'm concerned. So that is Starlight. I think it goes really, really nicely with the overall look. But of course I still have 2 other ones to go. So I will open up Moon first. Let's have a little look. So Starlight and Moon are brand new, and I also got Selene, which is a re-release from his, I believe, Greek Goddess collection. This is a much paler nude. If you know me, you know I am a huge fan of nudes. They aren't wildly my thing. I feel weird taking this off. What I will say, it does feel quite moisturizing, like balmy. It's nice. Goodbye, my friend. Don't hate me for using a wipe. It is what it is. So I've got another lip liner here. It is the Line Crime Velveteens in shade Topaz. I figure that should work. I'm gonna try and be more careful with lining my lips this time. Let's give you a go, my love. So this is Moon. So, oh, again, it's that same smell. I don't know what it is. It's a very, the Americans would call it candy. It's not licorice. I don't know what it is. It's so nice. Ooh, okay. This is more pigmented than the last one, I think. I always think gloss looks weird on me. I think partly because I have such rubbishly thin lips, but this looks quite nice. Particularly considering it's a nude, and I am not a big fan of nudes. You know, just FYI. So this is Moon. Again, the smell is really nice. I really like the doe foot applicator on this. It's broad but not too broad. And the reason I say that is, again, if they're too broad, I have very slim lips. It's pretty much one of the only slim slash thin things about me, besides my hair. So for me, it's really important that the doe foot isn't too thick. But I also don't like a very thin doe foot because I feel like I'm applying for ages, and I can only imagine what it's like for people who have much more full lips. It must be annoying. So I think for me, this is actually a really nice like width of a doe foot. The smell is really nice, and again, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a gloss. It feels like I'm wearing a balm, like a really nice balm. That was like a weird bit of ASMR there, just me popping away. I'm very sorry. That was very, very weird. I am so sorry. Yeah, I mean that's pretty typical, isn't it? So we have one more to go to, and that is Selene. So I'm going to take this off, which is very sad. How are you, Selene? If I remember, Selene was quite goldy. Yeah, look at that. That is pretty. I'm just trying to find something that will kind of semi-suit that. Do I have anything that will semi-suit that? Probably not. That might work. I say might, it definitely doesn't, but look, we're here. It's happening. I'm using a Buxom lip liner in the shade Hush Hush. I don't know what I'm doing. My lips feel good, even though I've taken on and off a few things, so that's always a nice sign. And let's try you, Selene. Yeah, oh, actually, I want to point this out. The little component has like a little crystal in it. Isn't that so cute? I really like that. Because I know Jeffree Star has his like little crystal thing on his, but I'm like, it's kind of gaudy. This I much prefer. It's easier to transport because the gloss that Jeffree Star has, it takes up so much room and it kind of catches in things in a handbag. So if you're like me and you put things in your handbag, that is something to remember. This I think will travel a lot easier, so good to know. Same smell. Ooh. I really like that. I like the sort of goldy shimmer to it. And it makes me look like I actually have lips, so that's always nice. So this is the shade Selene. So as with the previous lip glosses, I really like the formula of that. I really like the kind of gold shimmer on this one. I think it's very summery, very, very pretty. I love the way the components are kind of put together. I just think that they look really luxe and really cute. The packaging, by the way, I don't know if I didn't show you this. There's sort of like holographic sort of things to it, which of course my camera cannot pick up, because that is my life. But that is the full look, essentially, using the lip glosses and the Moon Prism blush palette, right? So I guess, if you want, I'll give you my opinion. In terms of how versatile it actually is, for my skin tone, I think it works pretty well. I got a bronzer, I got a blusher, I got a highlighter, and I got a full eye look. Is it a simple eye look? Yes. But I think that the sort of person who might use this as like an all-in-one palette, they're not looking for anything that's like out there or strange or that is super, super colourful. In saying that, it is highly, highly pigmented. The shade Starlight, beautiful. I love a glowy blush. I live for it. I did use it as a highlighter, and I think it was really pretty to use it like that. If I was giving this a mark out of 10, I would say 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It's very, very versatile. The pigmentation is there, the quality is there. The price is actually really good. It's retailing for $35 on Lunar Beauty's own website. They will be restocking in the next couple of weeks. I got this on Beauty Bay. There are some issues there in terms of the pound to the euro exchange. If you're paying via euro, you will pay more. I don't know what that's about. It's very weird, but that is not Manny's issue. That is Beauty Bay's issue. I don't know why I pronounced it like that. Yes, 10 out of 10 for that. Really enjoyed them. The lip glosses. I'm going to talk about these. I think, yeah, I'll do them separately. So this first one, Starlight, I was very confused as to why this didn't come in a box, but I'm not going to mark it down because of that, because I think that might be a Beauty Bay thing and not a Lunar Beauty type of thing. I don't know. I have like mascara all over me, like my hands are filthy. Packaging, beautiful. I really liked the shade of this. I think if I was to rank these, I think this might actually be my second favourite one. I really liked it. The smell is really nice. I think this is the nicest glass formula I've ever tried. I really, really like it. It gives you a definite plump sort of a look to your lips, which for me is a big thing because I have scrawny lips. So I would give this I think a 10 out of 10. Like, I'd give them all a 10 out of 10. But I think where I would differ is in terms of, like, say, the colours. Because if I'm looking at Moon, taking it out of its packaging again, I'm not a big one for pale nude, but I was like, no, I want to try it. And actually, considering it's a pale nude, I actually do like it. I thought I wouldn't like it at all. Look, don't argue with me. Don't ask why I bought it if I thought I wasn't going to like it. I don't need your negativity here. Go sit down. But I do actually really like it. I thought it was really very nice. It's probably my third. It's in terms of the ranking of the three, I put that down as third because I'm not usually a big fan of nude colours, but it surprised me. I really liked that. And that means that Selene is my favourite. I love the goldy sort of finish to this. I can see why so many people were requesting to bring this back. It is just so pretty. I would highly recommend getting that. It was an extension from his Greek goddess collection, so again, I can totally see why he brought that back. But that is it. That is me testing out Lunar Beauty's new Moon Prism blush palette and their 3 new lip glosses. I again wanted to see how versatile that was. It's so based on Rebecca's video. Again, I put that down below in the description box if you are interested. She is fantastic and I love her to absolute pieces. But that is it. That is the end of this video. Do please like, comment and subscribe. It helps me massively because I'm a teeny tiny little channel and I need love and attention. Do please share because sharing is caring. Unless of course it's an STD, in which case, like, you've got problems and you should probably see a doctor about that, particularly if it burns down there, you know. It's not good. But that is it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.